Okay.
Start it, Ramana.
A very good afternoon and a hearty welcome to all. We are honored to have Mr. Deepu Thomas and we are extremely happy to welcome you, sir. Respected Principal, dear faculty members, student delegates, faculty members from other colleges, all other delegates from different organizations. I take this opportunity to welcome you all to the international webinar hosted by the Institutional Innovation Council of Hindustan College of Pharmacy on the 16th August 2021. With pleasure, I invite Dr. Sujit K., Principal, Hindustan College of Pharmacy, to give a warm welcome to our speaker. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon to all. Institution Innovation Council of Hindustan College of Pharmacy is hosting an international webinar on insights on trends and opportunities of community pharmacists in UK. On behalf of the Hindustan College of Pharmacy, I extend a warm welcome to the respected faculty delegates, student delegates, and students from various schools who are attending this live meeting. Today we have with us the resource person, Mr. Deepu Thomas, who is currently serving as a community pharmacist in Boots, UK. I extend a warm welcome to Mr. Deepu Thomas, who has accepted our invitation to share his valuable time and also share his rich experience to the students community in India for the benefit of all the Indian pharmacy students. I hope this webinar will definitely provide an insight for Indian pharmacy students who aspire to make a pharmacy profession in UK. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Dr. Alex Martin, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, Hindustan College of Pharmacy, to address the congregation for today. Welcome, sir.
Sir, audio. So there was an audio problem.
Okay, that's fine.
Fine, okay. I'll just give a small introduction on the speaker. Deepu Thomas is done his B.Pharm from Pushpagiri College of Pharmacy, and later he has moved to UK, and he has done his OSPAP from the University of Brighton, and also he has done his masters in biotechnology from the DeMont University. And we are happy to welcome you because your rich experiences, what you have shared from 2011, he is working there as a pharmacist, and the experience will be truly helpful to all our pharmacy students. On behalf of Hindustan College of Pharmacy, I welcome Deepu Thomas to share his valuable experience on community pharmacists in UK. Once again, I welcome Deepu Thomas to take on the session. Deepu Thomas, you can take on the session.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all having a great morning. And again, thanks for the introduction. And again, my name is Deepu, and currently I work as a pharmacist for Boots UK. So Sujit sir spoken to me arranging a webinar, to help everyone who planning to explore the possibilities in UK in the future, and maybe one day relocation to this country. So as Sir explained, I have worked always in the community pharmacy. So this webinar will be completely on the aspects of the community pharmacy. So community pharmacy is similar to retail pharmacy in India, but it has got more connection with the community, and so as we all know, once you finish the pharmacy degree, or once you qualified here, we have got different options. Either you can stay working in the pharmacy, or you can look for an opportunity in the industry, or you can try legal side of the pharmacy area, or you can go to the hospital. So I think I will start sharing the screen. So that's the topic of today's webinar. So moving on to the content. So I have categorized the whole content of the seminar into 6 different sections. So I would explain what is the community pharmacy, and how does it operate on a day-to-day basis, and what is evidence-based practice and resources, and what are the opportunities, like, once you join in the pharmacy, what are the opportunities to progress, and to how you can register in UK as a pharmacist with the Indian qualification, and what are the challenges once you become a pharmacist, what are the challenges you may need to face. So so moving on to the first part, what is a NHS funded entity? So here, community pharmacy, as I mentioned before, it has got a very strong importance in the community. So if I want to explain about the community pharmacy, I need to explain about the NHS. So NHS is a publicly funded health body. So I would say this is NHS can be one of the biggest healthcare provider in the world, which is publicly funded. So NHS stands for National Health Service again. And so when come to the healthcare, with the doctors, pharmacists, nurses, hospital, all those health settings, when it come to anything with the healthcare, I would say NHS is the main body which control everything. So NHS expect pharmacy, the community pharmacy, to be one of the strong pillar in the community, in the primary healthcare settings. So we have got so many areas where the community or the public get the help in the primary care settings. So one is doctors, there are pharmacists, there are dentists, there are opticians. So I would say out of all this, pharmacy has got a very huge importance, because it's always accessible to the public anytime. Normally for the normal services, anyone can come into the pharmacy anytime. So it has got a very, very huge connection to the community. So also, if anything to do with the medicinal products, whether it is a prescription only medicine, or anything you can buy from the counter, or anything you buy from the pharmacy, if you look at the pill, which is a patient information leaflet, or if you go to the websites, it would clearly say you have to check with the pharmacist. So if anyone taking a medication here, they always consult with the pharmacist. So they have got a great belief, pharmacists would be having a great knowledge about the medication. So I would just move on to a small example of prescription. How does it look like here in UK? So each prescription. So when you work in a pharmacy on a day-to-day basis, you would come across with different kind of prescription. So this one, the one you can see on the screen, this is like a basic standardized form of a NHS prescription. So I would say this is clearly a legal document, this green page. So for any patient, like when they get a prescription from the doctor, they have to meet certain criteria. So you can look at here, the patient name is needed, patient address is needed, and date of birth, age, and what is the medication, what is the correct dosage, and doctor should have the details here, what's his name, what's the registration number, which surgery he works for, and he should sign here, he should date here, So if you miss any of these details, when you do a prescription, when anyone bring a prescription, if you miss any of these details, this prescription won't be valid because it's a legal thing. And if you miss any of these details, you have to refer the patient back to the GP or doctors. So this is the basic format. And these days, like I would say from last 2 or 3 years, or maybe a bit more than that, prescription is going more into electronic version. So in which there's a platform, electronic platform. So doctors do prescription through the electronic platform, and pharmacy can download it, and we can do from the system itself. And there is a common platform. It's called Spine, and it's just has got a Spine. So any pharmacy, if I am a patient, if I go to doctor, they can create a prescription. If I want to go to a certain pharmacy, the doctor can send that prescription straight into that pharmacy Spine. Or if I want to go anywhere in the UK, I can as a patient, I can go as well with that code. So basically, if I compare the community settings in India and here, so I would say this prescription we are dispensing to the public for the government. So basically, for every prescription we are dispensing, we are getting payment from the government. So every month, by end of the month, we will just gather all the the details of the prescription, and we will submit to the government, to the business authority who pay the pharmacies. So that is one of the main way where the pharmacy get the revenue. Okay, so that's the basic idea of community pharmacy. And moving on to the next stage. So how do we operate a pharmacy? So I would say the pharmacist has got the sole responsibility of running a pharmacy. So the main thing we focus is to run the pharmacy safe and effectively within the legal framework. So here the pharmacist the pharmacist will be termed as responsible pharmacist. That means once you step into a pharmacy as a pharmacist, you will be responsible for day-to-day running of the whole pharmacy. So you have got supporting staff. When you work as a pharmacist, you will be having supporting staff. They will be trained as well. You got accuracy technician, you got pharmacy technician, you got pharmacy dispenser. You also got health advisors. So you have got a good bunch of people to support you who all are trained. When you look at the day-to-day running of pharmacy, the main thing is dispensing. So that's the core function of pharmacy. So when you dispense it, you have to make when you dispense a prescription, the main responsibility will be getting the medication in time from the supplier. So once we get the prescription, we clinically check it. We check the accuracy, and once everything is correct, we will order the medication for the customers. And in UK, the medication has been categorized into 3 different categories mainly. One is prescription only medicine, which you can, the kind of medication you can get only on the prescription. And second one is P medicine. That one you can come and buy from the pharmacy. You don't need a prescription. And third is GSL. It's called general sales medicine. So you can just buy and you can come and buy. There is not too much legal restriction on that kind of medication. Yeah. So when you work as a pharmacist, once you are in the building, you will be responsible for all the functions carried out in the pharmacy: dispensing, patient care, health and safety. So you will be looking after so many different aspects on day-to-day basis. So you have to be a team leader. Whenever you work as a pharmacist in a pharmacy, you have to be a team leader. You have to run the team. You have to make sure you are supporting them. You have to make sure you support them in terms of professional development. You have to help them training, and you have to monitor them, to make sure, as a team, you're providing the best service to the community. So the next thing what we do in the community pharmacy, not only the dispensing, there are lots of NHS commissioned services I did mention earlier, NHS is the core body who support the pharmacy, who fund the pharmacy. So NHS will ask each pharmacy, so can you do the service? So there will be like new services coming like mostly every other months. So one example will be flu vaccination. So as we all know, influenza virus has got a very serious health issues. So what NHS try to do by this September time every year, they start providing the booster dose for all the eligible customers, eligible NHS patients. So maybe from next month in the pharmacies, we start providing the flu jabs. So that's like NHS commission services. So NHS asks us to do, we do it, and we submit the details to the NHS once we've done all these services, and they will pay you back. There are different other services. There are stop smoking, smoking cessation service available, travel vaccination services, UTI test. There are lots of services available. So I just want to give a small idea what is the NHS commission services. So other thing, when you are in the pharmacy, you might be sticking to the standards what GPHC has set out. So GPHC stands for General Pharmaceutical Council in England. So as like Pharmacy Council in India or Kerala, so they are the one who set the standards for the pharmacist. So they are the body who hold your registration. So my registration is with them. So they hold the registration. They support us if we need any professional support. And also every year you have to submit some studies that what you do from your work experiences, just to make sure you are improving every year by yourself in terms of your professional development. So as I said earlier, again, community pharmacy, not only doing dispensing, not only doing services, it has got a very vital connection in the community. So NHS expect community pharmacy to be a key part in the community, providing a better health and mental support to the community. So moving to the next stage. So when I said when you work in a pharmacy as a pharmacist, there is one keyword called evidence-based practice. So what is evidence-based practice? So if you look at this, picture, the diagram, you can see three words: clinical expertise, best research evidence, and patient values and preferences. So as a prescriber or as a doctor, if someone go to a doctor, so he would use all these three aspects of this picture. So he would use his clinical expertise. He will see the statistics, what is the best data available about a medication, and he would see what patient preference. So considering all these things, he make a decision. The clinician made a decision that is called evidence-based practice and resources. So just want to show an example of how do we do the evidence-based practice and resources. So there is a studies come recently, not recently, maybe a year before, simvastatin. So there are lots of people taking amlodipine for the blood pressure and simvastatin for their controlling cholesterol. So there are lots of people used to be on simvastatin higher dose, 40 milligram, and amlodipine. And there were some studies of the side effects happening with the use of this higher strength of simvastatin and amlodipine. So there are lots of studies come out. And what the outcome of this study, what was the evidence-based outcome of this study was to reduce the maximum recommended dose of simvastatin with amlodipine is 20 milligram depth. So if you see any person, if you are a clinician, if you go to a doctor, if you see any patient with simvastatin 40 and they're taking amlodipine, so the recommendation for the prescriber is reduce the simvastatin dose to 20 milligram per day when they're taking the amlodipine. So there are lots of studies supporting this. There are lots of supporting studies and everything happening around. So now if you look at most of the prescription practice, you can see the simvastatin dose stay with 20 when you take amlodipine. And this is a clear example of evidence-based practice. So you just collect the evidences and you just do the statistics, not yourself. There are lots of bodies there are lots of bodies who do support this kind of studies, and they bring it to the clinician. So moving to the next resource, I'm sure you must have come across about BNF, which is British National Formulary. And I would say this is a kind of, when you work in a pharmacy every day, you will be always having either the electronic version, you can download this in the app these days, and you got a solid copy, hard copy as well, or you can do the web browser as well. So this is I would say this is the Bible for pharmacists when you work on day-to-day basis. So BNF has got everything about medication, starting from all the medication, their side effect, their use, clinical indication. So I just want to show you a slight example of BNF. How do we use a BNF? So this is BNF. This is a web version of BNF. So you got drugs from A to Z. You got all the drugs and their monographs and everything. So if I just want to show one example, so you got A to Z of drugs. I would just go to paracetamol. I'm sure everyone will be familiar with paracetamol. Yeah. So when a clinician prescribe a medication, so he would stick on to this one. He would stick on to these kind of guidelines. So the maximum dose will be 0.5, which is 1 to 2 tablets every 4 to 6 hours. So it has got all the child dosage. If a child between 2 and 3, what kind of dose you can fix for them, and moving to what are the unlicensed use, what are the cautions, and what happens if there is an overdose, liver damage, pregnancy, breastfeeding, and how do we administrate it, what are the medicinal forms. So you got everything. Like, and if you want to use a reference when you work in a pharmacy, BNF is the best thing. So this is a common book. Doctors use it, pharmacists use it, nurses use it. All the people work in the medical profession, they do use this as a one main point of reference. And you can also, when you go to the BNF website, you can see some NICE pathway as well. So NICE stands for National Institute for Health and Care Excellence. So NICE pathways, again, if you look A to Z, you have got all the, starting from abdominal aortic aneurysm, you got all the diseases and their treatment pathways. So if you just want me to show me an example, hypertension. So this will be the guidelines. All the prescribers follows it. So you got, like, if when an adult coming to a doctor, and if he is diagnosed with a blood pressure, what kind of pathway he need to follow. So they will be sticking on to this method. So treatment step for hypertension. So if you go to clinician, so this will be the platform to starting the medication. So you can see these kind of things you can always access through the website. So I'm just showing just a general idea. How does it look like? And moving on to another website, which public and pharmacists can use as well. So it's called NHS Health Choices. NHS Health Choices. So it has got medication starting from A to Z, like not medication, sorry. It has got all the conditions starting from A to Z. So this is the website I mentioned, NHS Health website. So if you look at again here, you can see from A to Z, it has covered all the kind of things a patient come across, like when they have any kind of medical issues. So you can see there's a big starting list. It's a big list. So it has got a wide range of diseases and their indications. So I just want to show one slight example: indigestion. So if a person, a public, if they come across with indigestion, so this website will be giving like a very, I would say, very easy language, very clear, I would say, what is a indigestion, how, like, when you think, when you can say you have an indigestion, and how can you treat your indigestion, like what things you can do at home, what things you shouldn't do, and pharmacist. So that's like a treatment pathway. What, it gives some recommendation what you can do at home. Then they say, you just see a pharmacist, because we got next level of medication, maybe a proton pump inhibitor or an antacid. Then moving to GP. So if you come across with a small illness, you just do recommended things at home. Then you just getting referred to a pharmacist. Then you can, if that doesn't help, you getting booked for a GP appointment. And another platform we use in the Pharmacist Medicine and Healthcare Product Regulatory Agency. So again, I just want to show what is medicine, healthcare, medicine. I want to show something about MHRA as well. Yeah, so MHRA. So MHRA is an organization that has got a good control over the medication recall, and they do play a key role as well in the safe distribution of medicine. So what I just want to bring an example. Recently, there was a issue with one of the irbesartan products. So what happened when you have any medication which is in the market, if they find any issues, they will send a alert to the pharmacies. Just for example, this brand, specific batch products of supplied by the marketing authorization holders. So anyone with this authorization holders, that kind of medication, they will give you the full details of the medication, what is the batch number, when it is first distributed. So they will give a list of companies. So they have found some mutagenic substance in this medication. So they want the pharmacist to return all these things. So this kind of things you do get regularly. So to make the best patient care to avoid any kind of issues. So another thing is medicine ethics and practice, which is called MEP. So this is a reference book you use for a legal support, like anything to do legally, like what kind of things you have to stick on to do run the pharmacy in a very legal way and professional way. So this is also available online. So if you want to have a look, you can have a look as well. So moving on to the next stage. What are the opportunities to progress? Once you qualified as a pharmacist and start working as a pharmacist, what are the opportunities to progress? So there are lots of job providers. The big players are Boots and Lloyds, and there are many other companies as well. Most of the supermarkets, the big supermarkets, they do have their own pharmacy running in the store. So there are a lot of job vacancies around the country. Salary expectation, it is quite reasonable, I would say, and it can be negotiable. It can be negotiated. So if you ask, I did mention about NHS services early in the webinar. So if you are a pharmacist and if you have got training, so when you come as a pharmacist, you won't be trained in too many services. You have to learn, you have to join for the new courses, and you can do online. You can join with some providers who do support with the courses. So once you gain knowledge and once you are qualified to give more services, your profile will be better. So just like flu jab, starting from flu jab, you have got lots of services. So once you attain more knowledges in the different kind of services, that's a good addition for your profile. So when you go for an interview, you can showcase them. I have got this kind of qualification, and if you're very talented, and if you are a very team player, if you are a very team leader, and if you have got a good experience of leading a team, and if you have a proven record of successful pharmacy management, it's quite negotiable. So it's again depends on the person. And again, what are the career progression? So once you become a pharmacist, there are there are further options within the pharmacy. So you can become the prescriber. So when you say you can become prescriber, I did mention about some evidence-based practice kind of resources. So mostly all the prescribers stick to that guidelines. So even with the pharmacy background, it is not that difficult for you to become a prescriber, but you have to still do a course. You should have this many years of experience. You should have this many years of experience, and you have to work alongside the doctor for the training. So there are lots of my colleagues, my university friends, university classmates. Many of them did this qualification. So what difference it makes? They can be prescriber. They can start prescribing. They can diagnose. They can start work alongside with the doctors. That's the pharmacist, independent prescriber. And next is GP pharmacist, GP, general practitioner, pharmacist. So you work with the doctors to support them in different clinical needs. For an example, if someone is, if you're working with the GP and they have got thousands of patients, just imagine you got this many number of patients taking salbutamol for a long time for the for the asthma control. So as we know, when you take salbutamol, it only relieve the symptoms. It's not a treatment. So if someone is having salbutamol for such a long time in a higher quantity, we could intervene and we could recommend them to start a steroid inhaler, take it regularly, which can help you to control the asthma. So GP will be having so many things. So when you work as a pharmacist with them, you can initiate these kind of things, and you can give a support to the GPs. So that's what GP pharmacists do, and there are lots of other dimensions as well. So I just given one slight example. Opening of own pharmacy. So that's an option. So if you got the right attitude and if you got the right momentum, you can open a pharmacy. And I have seen in the past, many of us did. Many of us did the registration here, and later, once you work as a pharmacist for a while, you get more confidence and you want to start a business. You approach the NHS, you ask for a license. Once you get the license, you can open a pharmacy. There are risks, but it's always it's a great achievement to start your own business and run it and be a strong part of the community. So the next option is upgrade of role in the organization. So if you don't want to go for any of these things, the one things I mentioned above, you could upgrade your role. You can be a, if you show the company that you're worth enough, you can be area manager, you can be regional manager. So the ladder is there, so you can move in that way. So next is this might be a section you might be interested. Path. What is a path to register as a pharmacist? So you have got 3 stages. Stage 1. So once you all finish your examination and the registration, you will be qualified as Indian pharmacist, Indian registered pharmacist. So if you having Indian registration, what you could do, you have to sit for a Ielts examination. I think there are new language examination coming. I think it's OET. You have to again check on the website which one is easier. So I did Ielts when I was doing my language requirement exam. So once you score the enough score, the score is 7. I think individual module, you got 4 modules. Individual module you have to score 7 each. Once you do that, you apply to GPSC, which is General Pharmaceutical Council. Again, that's the registration body. So I just left a link here. So I can show here on the website as well. I just got a window open here. What kind of things you have to do. So there's a clear explanation what a overseas qualified pharmacist means. So if you are qualified as a pharmacist outside the European Economic Area, which apply to India, so these are the steps. Everything is the good thing about websites with the GPSC. Everything is very up to date. Even if you call them for help, they would ask you to refer to the website for any information. So they have got a very, very, very in-depth explanation. It is very clear and straightforward. And always they will have a contact details, like, if you got any doubts or anything, they will be always there to help you. They will get back to you very quicker. So yeah, I put the link here as well. You can have a look around. Stage 2, once you done the Ielts examination, once you done the Indian qualification, once you approach the GPSC, they will ask you for more reference, transcript. There are some paperwork. So once they've done that, you will get a chance to join the university. So that's the 1-year program. It's called OSPA, Overseas Pharmacist Assessment Program. And also, you have got lots of assessment once you do it, and once you've done that, you can join for the pre-registration training. So before you work as a pharmacist, you have to do 52 works training with a registered pharmacist who have got relevant experience. So once you work with the pharmacist for 52 weeks, they have to sign you, they have to monitor you, they have to see your improvement. Then you do the examination. That's a registration exam, which is set out by GPHC. So exam, you will be writing along with the students who come out from the full year, like, the OSPAP is 1 year, and you have got UK master UK Pharma as well. So the students who qualified from here, the English qualified students and the overseas qualified student, everyone, they sit for the same registration exam. So that's the speech stages. And so we explained about the different parts. We explained about the community pharmacy. We explained how the pharmacy works on day-to-day basis. So what is your importance, and what is the evidence-based practices, and what are the job opportunities, what are the progressions. We have gone through all these things. I just want to bring your attention to challenges as well. There are challenges. Once you make a decision to come and do a qualification here, you have to see the challenge side as well. So language requirements, I did mention earlier, the IELTS normally, and I think there are new exams coming as well as a equivalency exam. So it's I would say it is possible to get the needed score, but sometimes it can be challenging. Sometimes it can take a longer time. So if you got a good command over English, and if you got a good confidence that you can score it, that's it, you are done. So language requirements can be challenging sometimes to some of the people who would like to come. University expenditure, it can be expensive, but again, if you have got the right funding, it's okay. Visa processing. So sometimes visa processing can affect your year intake. So normally they start at September, the university program. So you have to plan in a way that you will get the admission in right time to make the visa process and everything easier time. So when you consider doing this program, you thinking of a long step, you're thinking of doing the language requirement, then you have to do 1 year in the university, then you have to 1 year in the registration pharmacy year. So you have to spend under 3 years for just qualification. So you have to consider that as well. And lastly, the job can be challenging. So as I mentioned earlier, it's a very key part of the community. So community has got a lot of expectation from you. So the running day-to-day pharmacy can be challenging. So you have to deal with unexpected circumstances. Sometimes you have got a busy day, and maybe one of your pharmacists calling sick off. So one of your staff calling sick off. So you have to arrange the staffing. So you have to involving in all the daily operations. So it's like a responsibility, and you have to deal with public on day-to-day basis. So when you have to deal with lots of public, demands can be high. So you have to meet that expectation. And yeah, so I just mentioned the challenges just to have a general idea about both sides really. So this all can be achievable, but we have to keep in the mind. Yeah, I think that's the end of the session. I think if you got any questions, I would try my level best to answer.
Okay, Deepu, you can stop the screen share. Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Person, see, anyone has any questions, can put your questions in the chat box or can ask any questions.
Also, I want to correct one more thing. I was working as a pharmacist from 2016. So I was working in the pharmacy from 2011, but I was working as I qualified in 2016, basically here.
How can an Indian bee farm, how can they reach to UK? What are the ways they can reach? Should they pass the OSPAP or?
No, to get into the UK, you have to the first thing you have to qualify from India with the bachelor degree, and once you registered in India, so that you that person will be considered as like non-European qualified pharmacist. So that's the OSPAP is the course for them, Overseas Pharmacist Assessment Program. So the main requirement is the language requirement, which I mentioned earlier. So you have to score individual 7 for different modules. You got 4 modules, so you have to score that. So once you have got the right score for the Ielts, and once you got the registration, you can approach the body here, GPHC. So once you contact them, okay, I got this two things. Can I move forward? So they will give you the pack. They will give you it's a pack. Everything is very straightforward. Very straightforward. Once you have these things, once you contact the GPHC, they will put you into steps. It is very straightforward. They will ask you for more references. They will ask you for more, your transcript. So it is very straightforward. And once you get the approval from GPHC, then you have to you will be qualified for applying to a university. There are 5-6 universities, maybe more than that now. And so then you have to apply for the visa as well. So once you qualified for the GPHC approval, you can approach any educational consultancy. So you can contact the university, what are the better ways to approach the visa for the visa processing. The good thing about the whole system, everything is very self-explanatory on the websites. So some of the websites I shared early, so it has got every A to Z information. So when I was doing it, I did all these things. Maybe there are some slight changes. So what I would do, I will always refer to the website. I would just refer to the GPSC website, the OSPA program. And once you are in the process, it will be self-explanatory. You can move to the next stages. It's very straight.
Okay, what are the pharmacy-related higher educations you can do in UK? Once a person has completed B Pharm.
Yeah, so there are when I came in 2010, I did masters in pharmaceutical biotechnology. So that was the course attracted me when I was looking for a higher education in UK. So there were other courses available, pharmacology, pharmacovigilance. There were lots of courses. Again, I would say, anyone before making a decision to come to UK or any other countries, you have to see the job opportunities. You have to find someone who did the course and who made a job there. So I would say always, and your taste as well. You have to see that course is right for you. So when I did the biotechnology, it was more like a lab-oriented job. So once I did that, I think I should, I think I could more excel in the community. So that's the reason I moved to community. So once I moved to the community, I never gone back to the industry settings. So I would say it's again like a person burst. So there are lots of information available from every universities for the different pharmacy degrees. But again, we have to we have to see the job opportunities and how it meet your taste, I would say, before you take any course.
Okay, thank you. Now, how is about industries there? Is it possible to get an industry-related job, or they have to do some higher qualifications?
Here, I would say the main thing is to get here, because visa. If someone want to get from there straight from India to here straight, I think it is not that easy. I think, but there may be exemptions. But if someone want to come from India to here to work in industry, they have to get the visa offered from the industry. So maybe if someone want to look around the different like the GSK, or there are lots of pharmacy companies, AstraZeneca, Pfizer. So if you can just get in touch with them, and if you can show your track record and your experiences, you can show all of them. And if UK has got any branches of these companies, they could always give an opportunity to they could come if they're happy with the applicant, they can come ahead and offer a visa and bring anyone here. But it's again depends on their need, if they need a if they have got a vacancy and if they want to get filled. Yeah, there are opportunities. Since my complete focus was on community, so I do have very less contacts who went to the people working in the industry mostly.
So what are the different types of pharmacies, like community pharmacy? What are the different types of pharmacies being practiced here?
The one I practiced. Oh,
Yeah.
What are the different? Okay.
Different
So
areas.
yeah. You mean rather than community pharmacy, or the same?
Yeah. Rather than the community pharmacy.
So the community pharmacy is the main thing. Second, I would say you can work alongside the doctors, which is called GP pharmacist, or you can work alongside a GP settings again as a prescriber, which is called a pharmacist independent prescriber. So the next thing is hospital pharmacy. You can work in the hospital with your same qualification, same registration. And once you work in the hospital, you will be doing discharge medication. If someone is coming, you have to assess their medication. That you have to see the clinical side. Once they discharge, you have to see what are the changes happening to the medication. Does it really justify the decision? So that's the hospital pharmacy. Another thing. And industry, there are industries, but I haven't had many contacts of the people who went to industry. But I'm sure there are lots of industries. Yeah, these are the options. And there are some people go for the teaching. They choose the university. And sometimes people can go with the big companies, be their part. There are manufacturing companies, they can be their part. Yeah, similar like in India. Once we qualified, the options are there. They got 5-6 options you can choose from.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. That was indeed motivating and extremely informative. Thank you all. Next.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next, I invite Mrs. Vijayalakshmi S, Department of Pharmacy Practice, Hindustan College of Pharmacy, to deliver vote of thanks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon. On behalf of Hindustan College of Pharmacy, I take this opportunity to present vote of thanks to those who are directly or indirectly contribute to this webinar. Firstly, I express my heartfelt thanks to our respected chief guest, Mr. Dibu Thomas, for his valuable talk and inspirable words. Next, I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Sujit K, and the management of Hindustan College of Pharmacy for their continuous support and guidance. Last but not the least, I express my sincere thanks to all the participants present here. Without them, it won't be a great success. Thank you.
Thank you.